We're David and Debbie Hawk. We live in Dallas, Texas. We're regional directors for all of the Americas. We've been with World Gospel Mission for more than 30 years. As a matter of fact, both of us grew up on the mission field. Our parents were missionaries, Debbie in Burundi, and I was born and raised in Honduras. Why do we keep at it? I think I would have to say is that number one, I love the job. I mean, God has given us the delight of our hearts, and there's still a lot of work to do. Over the last few years, we have really concentrated on trying to form or develop the next generation of mission leaders, and there's no end to work in that direction.
God placed a call on our hearts and our lives, and we've never felt like God said, okay, you've done enough, you're finished. And so we continue on to be faithful to what God has called us to.
I think my development as both a missionary and my spiritual life have just grown exponentially over the last few years. When I think back of some of my attitudes and some of the things that I did at the very beginning, I was passionate about the work that I was doing, but not all that concerned about the impression that I left in my wake. And so very driven to do big things for God. And now I feel like God is just affirming me, and where he doesn't affirm, I know that I need to walk away from it. I'm not concerned as much about what people might think of me, but I am concerned about the wake that I leave behind, and making sure that next generation leaders are being developed adequately.
I think for me, like growing up in a Christian home and hearing the gospel all your life, sometimes you think that you've got it all down. But as we heard this morning from Kevin Manoia, that we need to keep on going in deeper and deeper and deeper and moving and changing. And so I think that's why it's so important to keep that relationship with God fresh and new every day, every morning.
I think especially for new missionaries coming to the field, the tendency is I need to get busy quickly. I need to start doing. People have supported me. People are praying for me. There's high expectations that there will be results of investing in me the way that people have. And so we get wrapped up, and our identity becomes what we do. And very quickly we see many missionaries reach that 10-month or that 1-year mark, and they feel like, what do I do next? Or some of them even get to the place where they're burnt out and have to go home for a while, or make a transition in ministry. But I think what we need to do is to realize that the doing, especially at the beginning, is not as important as the formation of character. Learning what culture is like, learning the language, making friends, establishing relationships. That's what forms our character, and that's what gives us a low center of gravity and keeps us from toppling over when we hit the waves and the adverse conditions.
That's right.